Alright, so it's Dr. Harvey here. I am going to show you a couple of games. So the first one is the Castle game. It's a game by Tim Hopper, and he's played this a few times in different professional development places that I've been, workshops I've been to. So we're going to set it up, but the main roles of the Castle game is just to play one-on-one, or you could play two-on-two. But you're going to put the ball up underhand above the head, and then you play in a little square like this. You're trying to get the ball to bounce twice, which is the main aim of the game. But the ball has to bounce once, so there's no volleying in this game. So let's take a look. Off we go then. That didn't go above head, so it's a cheat. Right, so you ready? Alright, so that's out of bounds. So a couple of questions you could ask. So the first one might be, what's the goal of the game? Just to reinforce that. Another one might be, how hard do you need to throw the ball, or how high should you throw the ball? Because you might not want to get it so high, but like too high or too low. Another thing might be to ask a question about a where question. So where is the space on the court? And then the last question might be something about base position. So after you've thrown the ball, where do you need to stand in the court to be able to respond to the throw by your opponent? So let's have another look. So think about where the space is. So off we go. He's a bit of a cheater because he doesn't throw it above his head, and he's trying to play a spin. Oop, that wasn't high enough. So that's your point. So time out. So another thing that people do that you'll see happen, this has happened a few times when I've played this game, is when, say I'm going to throw it over into that corner, Aiden, right? So you can see he's facing away initially. So what we want to do is make sure that, pass it back, Aiden, go back to there, is that as he goes to retrieve the ball, that he turns his body and faces back into the court. So we can think about what would be a question for that. So off we go, let's play. Alright, so it's out. So a question could be, how do you want your body positioned relative to the court once you receive the ball? Right? So that could be a question that we could ask. So let's play a couple more points just so people get the idea of the game. He's putting the spin on the ball. Maybe out, I don't know. Alright, so it's out. So a couple of ways you can make the game, modify the game, make it harder and easier, is obviously you can play a bigger space, a smaller space. You could play with a different ball. So we've got a ball that bounces pretty well, but you could have a ball that doesn't bounce so much. And then you could think about the notion of the rules with throwing. So how high does it have to be thrown? Does it have to go over X height or Y height, or could we just go to chest height, for example, because that would put a lot more pressure on us. He's using some spin, so that kind of thing. The other thing we could do is think about deception. So pass the ball in. So some players use deception before. So those are the things for the Castle game. Go Ohio, go Bobcats, and thanks for listening.